All right, everybody, we find ourselves now in the booth of the most famous high-end audio brand in all the world. I've got David here from Bang Olufsen. He's going to tell us a little bit about this system, a little bit about why Bang Olufsen is such a prominent audio brand, how they came to greatness, and what sets them apart. After all, they're the most well-known hi-fi brand in all the world, and there are some very good reasons for that. David, can you fill us in?
Well, I'd like to tell you that it's 97 years that have led up to that position that we have in the marketplace of really being the luxury brand in the market. And what we've done is a little different than others maybe, by focusing on how the products fit into the home and the way you want to live with products and decorate your home with furniture, and you decorate your home with sound and picture with Bang & Olufsen. And so you'll notice that in this room we have loudspeakers and we have a video system, but we don't have a stack of components. We don't have racks of amplifiers. Everything's hidden within the speakers themselves. We started making speakers in the 20s. We've been making them for a long, long time. We started making televisions in the 50s. 1952 was the first TV on the market from us.
Oh, wow.
This is an accumulation of experience over time, and our acoustics and our design folks and our engineers behind the scenes working together to collaborate on products, and it's not always an easy decision to make. We have a sound bar here that we're introducing called BeoSound Theater. It's pretty out there to say that a sound bar is a BeoSound theater.
Yeah.
Why do we call it a theater? Because it's a full-fledged theater. There is a 7.1.4 Dolby Atmos processor built in. We have 12 drivers built into this that will give you the sound in a field of 7 channels coming out with only the front speaker, the sound bar, in this case the BeoSound Theater. We have the cabinet volume necessary. This is where the acoustic specialists are saying, to get bass, we need to have some large drivers and large cabinet volume. And we want to be able to give you that full sound in your living room, even if all you're doing is hooking this to TV you already have, mounting it on a cabinet below the screen, no problem. We're going to blow you away with sound. You won't even believe it. Everybody comes into the room and says, where's the subwoofer? And I say, it's right here. We've got the 2 large speakers that are built in here that provide the bass content. And if that's all you want is one room with a screen, no problem. If you want to add on, then we have the ability to add as many as 16 additional speakers. So we have 7 channels of sound coming from the sound bar, and then you can have 16 additional speakers. You're saying, I probably won't put that many in my room. And so in this room, what we've done is we put a pair of front channel speakers in, which are called the BeoLab 50. The BeoLab 50 is a phenomenal speaker at approximately $50,000. It's not where the name came from, but in
It works, though.
In the vicinity. BeoLab 18's in the rear channel here. So what we can do with our processor is I have my remote control here paired up to the system, and I can go in and I can say, I want to play the theater and just play the music from, or maybe this is your television news. I don't need all the speakers for that.
No.
I can just have it play there. But I'll give you an audio demo where you're going to see that sounds fantastic on its own.
If I had the news coming out of every single speaker, I might go crazy.
You might go crazy. But then theater and the rear channel. So now all of a sudden I'm going to get a lot of front to back and cross room action in movies. And that might be what somebody starts with. Instead of, I don't have room for the big speakers in the front, I can put the rear speakers in and have this be all the front channel speakers and the 2 rear speakers. You're going to get a great theater presentation. But if you want to go all in, then we go to what we're calling the theater full. In this case, BeoLab 50s are pretty close to the top of the line loudspeaker in the front, the BeoSound Theater. And this is a 77-inch screen. We have it on a nice floor stand here. And then we also have the BeoLab 18s in the back. So you now have a theater that can give you the full presentation. But what you'll also notice is that the dialogue is there.
Yes.
And oftentimes you go to a movie theater and you're sitting there with all this stuff happening around you and you can't really make out what's being said. Here, we're focusing on speech with a very special construction where we have a coaxial driver where the tweeter is dead center in front of a 5 1/4 inch mid-range driver. And we're doing that for speech intelligibility regardless of where you're sitting in the room and regardless of what kind of effects might be going on around you. What we have, and I don't have this to show you here, but we have a very special test room where we have a listening room in Struer where our factories are. And Struer, they'll set up the speakers and they'll do the testing with our acoustic specialists to listen and judge how well we're doing with the sound quality. And the job of that group, and the tone meisters, we even have a tone meister, it's like
that's awesome.
being able to voice the speakers, but making sure that the dialogue is coming through strong and clear, and working on that so that we have the clarity of speech, but we also have the effects that you want in the film, because you don't want to miss any of that. Then another thing that we do with this system that's very special is, you notice there's no subwoofer in this room.
No.
And it's not because we don't want to sell you a subwoofer. It's because in this case, the subwoofer is being done, or the low frequency channel that normally would be another box in the room is being spread through all the speakers in the room. So you can say that every speaker here has bass handling characteristics that we know, because we've measured them and put them into the system for the processing. When we have the BeoLab 50s here and the BeoLab 18s, we know, oh, we can put this amount of the LFE to the front channel, we can put this amount to the rear channel, we can put some through the front channel, and we'll even out the bass in the room. So you don't have peaks and valleys, you have even consistent bass throughout the space.
Which can be a huge challenge without having like 4, 5, 6 huge subwoofers in a room.
Exactly, and as you add more speakers, the bass is getting distributed more and more to the rest of them. We could have 6 of these BeoLab 50s in the room if you want. That's going to really even out the bass.
Yeah.
And it's going to give you a crazy sound presentation that you're just going to, I don't think it gets much better than that.
I don't think so. I've definitely been impressed with what I've seen in this room and heard in this room, more importantly. And one thing I've taken note of is that really great integrated and active solutions tend to do a very good job of managing bass, more so than most passive things, unless it was very purposely set up. But man, I want to thank you so much for showing us all this, because it looks fantastic. I can't wait to pass it along to some of our clients, and we're going to be bringing it in and having a showroom with something very similar here, my friends, in the next few months to come.
You're going to love it.
Thank you so much.
You're going to love how easy it is to put together and get that fantastic sound in your living room.
We can't wait,
And
man.
I'll be happy to come out and visit when you have it set up.
Please do.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We'll be seeing you soon.